When I was getting into the hobby of custom mechanical keyboards, I wanted to make something long-lasting and budget-friendly. What do you need for that? A GK61, Gateron Yellows and some cheap PBT keycaps, off of Banggood. But if you thought your first build will be the last, then paying more would be better, right? I thought that too. Well, I was going with a GK61 and some relatively cheap keycaps, but that's neither here or there. When you are making your keyboard, the biggest factor to key fill are the switches. Shameless plug, I know, but on my main channel I told this story, go check it out. I originally bought Gateron Yellows for my first board, but when I installed them I bent some pins, which is pretty normal thing to happen, at least I hope I'm not the only one who is just messing this up. But I thought I broke the switch altogether, though I could still experience the key feel and the sound of the switch. After this, I wanted to look for some more premium and popular switches. My journey brought me to Custom Keyboard Ricegum, telling me that I should buy Gateron Ink Blacks in his video. He's told me,
if you can afford them and you're looking to get into custom mechanical keyboards, I'd say the Gateron Ink Blacks are a great place to start. So try this out. I don't think you'll regret the purchase.
But you can already guess from my tone where this is going. I bought the legendary Gateron Ink Blacks. I looped and filled them, and well, let's just say I wish I could go back in time for my Gateron Yellows. Okay, don't get me wrong, the Gateron Ink Blacks are really good switches, but I just didn't prefer it. I didn't choose them because I thought they were gonna be a good idea, I chose them because I hopped on the hype train. People were telling me left and right that these are the premium linears. Well, for me they felt too heavy and the springs were too resistant for me to like them. The switch just didn't feel right for me, but the key phrase is for me. The thing about premium switches is they are not like silent switches. If you want a silent switch, you can roughly search up which one sounds, or well, rather feels, get it, the most appealing to you. You want light springs, novel key, box, silent pings, wow that was a mouthful. You want something tactile? Gazev Boba U4. It's like whatever, right? With a premium switch, you can't really feel it until it arrives. Well, I mean, you can because your heart is racing about how much you paid for them. Let me tell you an example. What is the difference between a Gateron Ink Black V2 and a Duroc L7? Some people say A is smoother than B, others say B is just better. Assuming that you think fondly of your premium switches, you will lube and fill them too, which also have a price. I tell you what my advice is. If I were you, I wouldn't just buy premium switches first. What I would do is to get some budget switches from the type you'd like. Of course, if you are wealthy and want to experiment, who can stop you? But keep in mind, if you want to lube those switches and further tweak them, you'll be spending a whole day with them and you might end up being disappointed. If YouTube, for some reason, recommended this video to you after you bought your premium switches, I am sorry that I stressed you out. You have to keep in mind that premium switches are not necessarily bad. They might just not be the type you're looking for. But there's a great chance that they are really good for you. Preference, you know, keyboards, stuff, yeah. Okay, for the end, I just want to suggest some budget switches, which could help you to decide whether you want more expensive variants later on. For linears, of course, the ultimate budget, Gateron Yellows. More specifically the Milky variant since they have a better sound. And the SMD version, which is the most accessible one for RGB. I had a bit of a trouble finding budget tactile switches, but my suggestion would be the KL or Novel Keys Box Royals. They are extremely tactile, some might say even too tactile. For clickies, I have a real neighbor hater. For lighter springs, the Novel Keys KL Box Jades are the perfect choice. For something heavier, I would suggest you the Box Navies. These are also really tactile. Again, these might not be the perfect switches for you, but they are a good choice to get your feet wet among the world of custom mechanical keyboards. Alright, I was ZSpook, please like and subscribe, and if you wanna support me, do so on Patreon. Have a superb day.